New York, September 2025. The city that never sleeps had seen countless fashion icons. But on this night, the heartbeat of the Big Apple was thundering to a different rhythm. It wasn't just about the runway, the designers, or the flashing cameras. This was about a man who had already conquered music, streaming charts, and global fandoms. And now, he was rewriting the rulebook of fashion. That man was Jungkook of BTS. When Jungkook arrived at Calvin Klein's highly anticipated New York Fashion Week show, time seemed to pause. The venue, already buzzing with models, editors, and celebrities, shifted its energy entirely toward the 28-year-old superstar. His every step was documented. His every glance sparked cheers. His every wave triggered viral moments. Within hours, his appearance would ignite a digital storm of over 1 million posts on X, crowning him the most talked about musician in the world that night. It wasn't just an arrival, it was a cultural moment. Jungkook stepped out in a tailored Calvin Klein ensemble, sleek black denim, a crisp white tee, and a bomber jacket that carried both rebellion and elegance. Fans screamed his name as if he were stepping onto a concert stage, not a fashion runway. Inside the venue, cameras from fashion magazines and entertainment outlets turned almost exclusively toward him. Celebrities seated nearby, Hollywood actors, top models, and music legends, were momentarily eclipsed by Jungkook's effortless aura. He wasn't trying to steal the spotlight was simply drawn to him. And that, perhaps, is the mystery of Jungkook. His presence is both quiet and thunderous. He doesn't need to shout for attention. He is attention. Within 10 minutes of Jungkook's entrance, hashtags like hashtag Jungkook NYFW, hashtag Golden Boy at NYFW, hashtag Jungkook x Calvin Klein began trending worldwide. Fan edits, fan cams, and close-up shots flooded X, Instagram, TikTok, and Weavers. By the end of the night, Jungkook wasn't just part of New York Fashion Week, he had dominated it. More than 1.2 million posts mentioned his name, surpassing even the top designers and runway shows of the season. One fan tweet read, "Forget Fashion Week, this is Jungkook Week." The man turned NYFW into his own stage. Another viral clip showed a crowd of ARMYs chanting Jungkook's name outside the venue. The sound was so deafening that even inside, industry insiders whispered in awe, "This is not normal. This is history." If New York Fashion Week is the playground of fashion elites, then ARMY turned it into a BTS fan festival. Some fans flew in from South America and Europe just to catch a glimpse of Jungkook's debut. They camped outside the venue, armed with banners, Jungkook photo card slogans, and even Calvin Klein outfits inspired by his past campaigns. When Jungkook waved to them after the show, his smile, shy yet heartfelt, it became the most shared image of the night. In that moment, it was clear this wasn't just about a celebrity wearing designer clothes. It was about the emotional connection between an idol and his global family. The Calvin Klein show that evening was stacked with the biggest names in fashion. Editors from Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, Elle, GQ, and dozens of global publications had gathered, expecting the usual New York Fashion Week spectacle. But when Jungkook entered the hall, even the most seasoned critics looked up from their notes. Pens stopped moving, cameras locked in. "Every show has a centerpiece," one fashion journalist whispered. But tonight, Calvin Klein's centerpiece is not a collection, it's Jungkook. He didn't walk the runway. He didn't need to. His presence in the front row was enough to change the mood of the entire event. The photographers aimed their lenses not just at the models, but at him. Every subtle reaction, a nod, a smile, even the way he leaned forward was documented. And then came the headlines. Within an hour, articles hit the web. BTS's Jungkook steals the show at NYFW. Calvin Klein just crowned the king of Fashion Week. From Seoul to New York, Jungkook's global domination continues. The news spread like wildfire across time zones. While New York buzzed past midnight in Seoul, fans woke up to videos of Jungkook's appearance. In Paris, fans celebrated by staging a mini runway event outside a Calvin Klein store. In Brazil, LED billboards in Sao Paulo flashed images of Jungkook with the tagline, "Golden Boy conquers New York." This wasn't just a celebrity appearance. This was globalization in real time. Jungkook, a Korean artist, sending shockwaves into the very heart of the Western fashion capital.
It didn't take long for the fashion insiders to weigh in. Designer Aria Torres, attending the show, told reporters, "What Jungkook represents is not just celebrity endorsement. He represents cultural power." Calvin Klein is tapping into something bigger than fashion. They're tapping into identity, influence, and emotion. That's rare. A Vogue critic wrote, "In a world where many celebrities fade into the front row blur, Jungkook stood out. His aura was undeniable. This wasn't just about the clothes. This was about charisma you can't design. You can only witness." Even rival brands acknowledged it. A stylist for Dior tweeted, half-jokingly, "Jungkook at Calvin Klein is the crossover episode we didn't know we needed. The energy? Unreal." Why does Jungkook, a singer from a boy band, command such attention in a space dominated by lifelong fashion elites? The answer is layered. Part of it lies in his natural style. Even before Calvin Klein named him ambassador in 2023, Jungkook was known for his fashion instincts. Clean, sharp, and effortlessly cool. He wasn't dressing to impress, he was dressing to express. Another part lies in his duality. On stage, Jungkook is electrifying, all fire, sweat, and adrenaline. But at Fashion Week, he was calm, poised, even shy at times. That duality, the superstar and the soft-spoken boy, captivates audiences. It makes people want to see more. It's the same paradox that has defined him for years. He is both untouchable and deeply human. Of course, none of this impact would be possible without ARMY. Jungkook himself has often admitted that his confidence in fashion campaigns comes from the support of fans. During a live stream earlier this year, he confessed, "Sometimes I wonder if I look good enough for these shoots. But then I see ARMY's reactions and I feel stronger. It gives me courage." At NYFW, ARMY made sure his moment was bigger than any headline. They trended hashtags in over 80 countries. They bought Calvin Klein pieces sold in limited NY stores within hours. They sent coffee trucks to reporters covering the event with banners saying, "Thank you for writing about Jungkook." It wasn't just fandom, it was strategy. And it worked. No sooner had Jungkook taken his seat at the Calvin Klein show than fan cams began spreading like wildfire. A 12-second clip of him simply adjusting his jacket was reposted more than 200,000 times within the hour. Another video, Jungkook leaning forward to whisper something to the Calvin Klein creative director, became a meme, with fans joking, "He's planning global domination one runway at a time." But the clip that truly broke the internet was Jungkook leaving the venue. Surrounded by flashing cameras and screaming fans, he paused for a brief second, bowed slightly, and smiled before getting into a black car. That single smile, genuine and fleeting, became the image of New York Fashion Week 2025. By midnight, the phrase "Jungkook smile" had trended in 57 countries. It wasn't just ARMY fueling the fire. Celebrities, too, couldn't resist. Hollywood actress Zendaya was spotted exchanging greetings with Jungkook backstage. A clip of their interaction sparked millions of views, with fans speculating on a potential collaboration. Meanwhile, Calvin Klein's official Instagram posted a carousel of Jungkook's photos from the event, captioned simply, "Golden." Within 2 hours, it became the brand's most liked post of the year, surpassing even their Super Bowl campaigns. Rihanna reportedly told a journalist after the show, "Jungkook? He's got it. That star power you can't buy, can't fake, he just has it." To the untrained eye, Jungkook's outfit, black denim, white tee, bomber jacket, looked simple, But in fashion, simplicity can scream louder than extravagance. The black denim was a nod to Calvin Klein's heritage, bold, urban, timeless. The white tee represented purity and universality, a canvas that anyone could see themselves in. The bomber jacket, a twist of rebellion, the edge that separates the superstar from the crowd. Jungkook wore Calvin Klein, but more importantly, Calvin Klein wore Jungkook. This wasn't just clothing, this was branding. This was synergy between icon and label. And it worked. Searches for Calvin Klein bomber jacket spiked 300% overnight.